Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Robin and I am finally doing a November reading wrap up. I'm not gonna make this intro too long, so let's just go ahead and hop right into it. Okay, in the month of November, I technically only read 2 books. But like I listened to an audiobook as well, but 2 physical books I actually read. And first up in November, I read Voracious by Lee Rivers. It is the second book in the Edge of Darkness trilogy. What can I say about this? If you haven't watched my last reading wrap up, or if you did, I should say, then you know that I read the first book in this series and I gave it, I think, a 4 stars. It was okay. Like, I didn't love it, didn't hate it. The second book, I think I gave this like a 3.5 stars. I'll put it somewhere here on the screen because I just don't have it off the top of my head. But I didn't really like this. I'm going to still continue the series because I want to know what happened. But I was so annoyed in book 2. Like, the FMC, she just, I don't know, she agitated me so much. Because it was kind of like she was kind of back and forth, back and forth. The flashbacks started getting annoying. Like, I enjoyed the flashbacks in the first book because of like what he was going through, and like when he was trying to disassociate, he was having these flashbacks to kind of help him get through the abuse that he was kind of going through and the trauma of the situation of what he was going through. And then you were just kind of, and it was kind of giving you some backstory to kind of piece their love together. But after that, I kind of felt like I don't need any more flashbacks. Like, we already kind of figured out how they came together to get to the point of them falling in love. And now, we know that both of them are kind of still in love, which this story follows Cade and Stacy. And, because I didn't say that, and you kind of see it all come together. But then, like, in this second story, I'm like, we don't need any more flashbacks. Like, I was over them. Like, after a couple of them in this book, I was like, I don't want no more flashbacks. On top of that, the spice in this was a little too much for me. And really, it just kind of like, maybe it wasn't too much. Maybe it was just how it was executed for me. I just felt like y'all doing too much during the act. I'm like, it seems like y'all are trying to, like there's multiple positions and things that y'all were doing and trying to put it into one scene. That's kind of what it felt like. And like I said, the FMC she was a little bit annoying in the first book, but by the time we got to this one, Stacy was just, I was about over her. I'm not mad that I read this book. Like, I still enjoyed it enough to say that I want to know what happens. But I'm not going to lie, part of me did feel like, should I have DNF'd this? I know the Edge of Darkness trilogy is like everybody's favorite. Well, not everybody, but a lot of people that have read Lee Rivers or the dark romance genre of sorts that have read this, they love the trilogy. But it just, I don't know. Like, I do think the first book was a little bit better to me than this book, than the second. But, like, I still want to know what's going on. So I did give it, like, 3 or 3.5 stars because I was like, it's not a bad book. I just think some of the execution of certain aspects in the book were a little bit, like, random. And, like, I don't know. I just couldn't get very deep into this. And part of it could be my fault. Maybe it was just the timing of when I read this book. Because when I did start this book was like the day after my mom had got out of the hospital. And I wasn't in the right mental space. But still, I don't know if that affected it really. I just think that it wasn't that great to me. Like, it wasn't bad, but it was just okay. I could have did without some things. I didn't like how the FMC was kind of like, how she started off like, she was scared to tell Cade about what was going on with her. And then like she does kind of tell him what's going on outside of their relationship and some of the abuse and trauma that she's going through. But then she's trying to act like he's big and bad. Like he gonna whip everybody's ass because he's supposed to be like big and bad. And it's just like he's not. And then don't even get me started about Cade's team that he has. He has like this team that he put together that like helps kind of protect him and like his family, Stacy, and all of that. But they suck. I'm just like, how do they keep losing this girl or losing the dude, or they don't know what is going on, or they are getting offed themselves? I'm like, this is not a very good team you put together. They couldn't hack into her phone to find out certain things. And I'm just like, you don't have a very good team. They don't really seem like they can do much. Like, they are just like glorified bodyguards that just aren't really bodyguards. That kind of agitated me. Other than that, the book was okay. It was just an okay book. But like, I was just kind of like left like, I thought I was gonna get more. Or like, it just made me feel like, okay. Like, I didn't hate it, but I also didn't love it like I thought I would, because of how a lot of people say how much they really like it, and you know how it gave such an emotional impact. Because a lot of people were saying the Edge of Darkness trilogy, they like it changed something, and then they felt like all these things, and I'm just like, I felt agitated, I felt irritated. And then she's got this brother, his name is like Chris, and he is diabolical. But we don't really, and maybe we'll find out more about him in the third book, because I haven't read the third book. But I'm like, there's not enough about him and why he is the way that he is, and why he is doing what he's doing to her. It just makes no sense. I'm not going to get too much into it. I hope I didn't give any spoilers away. But no, this book, it was just okay. Because I was just like, after this, it's like, I need a switch up. So that's what I did. I was like, you know what? I'm not doing a dark romance now. And because it was November, your girl ended up picking up Brimstone by Calli Hart. I was actually not supposed to read this in November. I had every intention on waiting until December to read this, but it became available in my Libby app from my library to listen to the audiobook. So I was like, well, it's available, so we're going to go ahead and pick it up. So if you guys don't know, this is the second book in the Fae and Alchemy series by Calli Hart. This is the second book on side of Quicksilver. So we have Quicksilver, and then we have Calli Hart's Brimstone is the second book. But before I actually got into this book right here. I read the bonus chapters to the Quicksilver special edition, which I have right here, and I also read some extra bonus chapters that she had on her website. Well, I listened to the audiobook, and like I'll put that little audiobook like picture somewhere here on the screen somewhere for the bonus chapters that kind of came before Brimstone, but after Quicksilver. So I did do those. Gave that a 5 stars. I mean, it was just kind of a little extra bits that kind of just made you see a little bit more into the story from Kingfisher's point of view, which was really helpful. And I think it was a helpful like refresher if you hadn't read Quicksilver so closely to Brimstone. It did kind of help jog my memory and bring some things back. And different things like that. So I did enjoy that. Obviously, I gave it 5 stars. But now, I also, like I said, read Brimstone. 5 stars. I am going to say this up front. I did still enjoy Quicksilver more than I did Brimstone. Now, I did rate them both 5 stars. I did. Because this book was still really, really good. I will say, which is if you've been around or you're on any social media and you might have heard of Brimstone, there was some like grammatical errors in the book, but did it take away from the book? No. I'm not that deep. Okay. I saw the mistake and it just like, oh, okay. The wrong name was mentioned at the wrong time and just moved past. I know it can be agitating, but it didn't bother me. It didn't take away from the story. I still understood exactly everything that was going on. It was great. I enjoyed it. I can't wait to continue on with the series. I'm trying to not say too much because this is the second book in the series, but we are following Kingfisher and Ceres. Ceres is from like a human world that has magic, but they are being ruled by this terrible queen that is like nobody can use magic. She just treats them kind of like they're crap. And so she ends up, she's resourceful. She's a thief, kind of, to speak. Like, she steals stuff from these rich hoity-toity people and the queen and stuff. And she gets herself in trouble. And when she does, this all happens in the first book. She ends up opening up a kind of like a portal to another realm. And that's how she ends up with a Kingfisher. In like his world, and they are having a war that is going on between like the people in that realm and in some of like the other realms or whatever. So with that being said, that's how she ends up in this world and comes to find out that she has more power than she thinks she has. She's just thought like, oh, I'm just like a human girl living in like this human world. She had heard about like magic and realms and stuff, but didn't really fully believe it. And then when she goes into this realm, she finds out a lot of things. She finds out that she's an alchemist and that, she's got some power. By the time you get to the second book, a lot of things happen. It picks up right where it left off from Quicksilver. And we just continue to follow her journey and her, oh my gosh, there's so much growth in her character in this book. And you really get to see her come into her own and figuring out how to basically wield the power that she has within her. And I think that it was done very, very well. We also got to see a lot more emotion from Kingfisher because this book is written in dual POV. The first book is not. So it's mostly all from like Ceres's point of view. But now you get Kingfisher's point of view as well as Ceres. And I actually liked seeing into Kingfisher. You got to see more emotional depth. I will say there's a lot more emotional depth in this book to me than it was the first book. Like you could see like, oh, they're something's brewing, they're getting into their relationship, they're, figuring things out. But this is where you really like, that boy, that man loves her down bad. And it is really beautiful. My favorite thing about this, and this might be a tiny bit of a spoiler, is that how he is like, I got you. Don't worry. Don't stress. I got you. And he was also like, don't worry. Like he knew exactly what she needed and he did exactly what she needed. And I just was like, if that could be real life, like a man would just know what you need and ease your mind. Because he is so that in tune with you that he just like, I know, babe, I got it. I know what you want. I know what you need. And I'm going to take care of it. And you don't have to say a word because he knows. And what I mean by that is because they can speak to each other in each other's minds. So like, and because they are mated, he can feel certain things from her. She can feel certain things from him. So it's just like, he just knew. And I'm like, I wish the world worked like that. Like, I wish my man could be that in tune where he knows. No, I have to tell him things. I mean, don't get me wrong. He does know sometimes. But I'm like, I wish you were so in tune with my mind that I ain't got to say, yeah, But, this is great. I love the book. I can't wait to see where it goes. The ending on this got me questioning so much. This book was great. I enjoyed Brimstone by Calli Hart. I gave it a 5 stars, like I said. It was everything. I did obviously get the special edition. I had pre-ordered it. That is what it looks like. We have our boy Carrion in the front. Handsome. We also have Onyx, the little fox, in the back there. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful edition. It is just everything. The comical parts of this book from Carrion, oh my gosh. I'm like, I love Carrion and I love Kingfisher. Like they're both just, they are so different, but they're both needed for different reasons, but it just makes the story great. And then their bond that is kind of starting to happen, their broship, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, their friendship. It's just like, you start to see it kind of happening a little bit, and I love it. Like, they are hilarious with one another. Like, Carrion, that man is hilarious. He definitely brings a lot in this book, and I can enjoy it. I see why he is on the inside of this book, because I'm like, he had a lot more playtime in this book, and I enjoyed it. I hope that we do eventually get a book of Carrion, because I know the author said something about it at one point that she wanted to maybe write like a spin-off and for like Carrion, and I'm like, yes, give me more Carrion, because he is hilarious and we need more of him. So yeah, I enjoyed this book. It was a lot more action-packed to me than the first one, and I enjoyed it. There were so many like, this is happening, boom. This is happening, boom. This is happening, boom. And I think for my ADHD mind, I loved it. It kind of jumped around a little bit. Like, it finished up, but it like jumped around to different things that were happening, and my brain was here for it. Because I'm like, I don't want to get stuck too much into one thing. So it gave everything it needed to give. I enjoyed this book. 5 stars. Can't wait for the next book in 2026. And yeah, so that is going to conclude my reading wrap up. I had a little bit of a better month than October because I think I only read 2 books. So I kind of read 3. I read 2 physical, 1 audio, which wasn't really a book. It was just bonus scenes. But yeah, I did that, and I'm excited because I'm getting hyped up just like talking about Brimstone, even though I've already finished it. But I'm just like, ooh, I can't wait. Water. Great. Everyone, well, that's it. That is going to conclude my reading wrap up, and I will talk to you guys. Well, yeah, I will talk probably at you because I'm, on the camera. But you know what I'm saying. I'll talk to you in the next video. Bye.